All right, we're going to try this again. See if the third time is the charm, and apparently it is. There we go. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I tried to come online, and the first two times it was not showing, so I apologize. But we are ready to go. So thank you for listening to what I have to say, whether you're listening to it live, days, weeks, months, years, decades, centuries, millenniums later. I thank you for listening. Now, it is 6:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 22nd of February 2017, and I'm going to give my thoughts recently about the whole flat earth situation. So the first thing I want to say is I am just stating my opinion on this. Your opinion can be different, so please keep that in mind. We are okay to disagree on things, so what I would suggest to people, if you think in an opposite direction of what I'm about to say, educate us with your point of view instead of yelling, screaming, cursing, making fun of, because we cannot get a proper adult dialogue if people are yelling and screaming. So with that being said, this is what I want to share with you. And I want to say hello to all the people that are starting to come in. Thank you for your patience for the live show not working properly at first. This is what I want to say. I am one of those people, I always have an open mind about things, because if we have learned anything about the world as you research, lots of things that we thought were true end up not being true. And lots of disinformation also gets out there. So we have to kind of base things on our emotions, on our feelings, on our research, because even if we research things, we can only go so far, because unless we are actually there or we have actual proof, the best that we could do is speculate and go with what resonates with us. So with that in mind, when I started hearing about the flat earth movement, I wanted to at least give it a chance for it to prove itself either right or wrong. I don't automatically dismiss anything or automatically agree with anything anymore without at least looking into it. So I went into it with a unbiased point of view. And this is why I went from thinking it's possible to thinking now more it's not possible. Now, again, I'm just showing my opinions. You don't have to agree. But one of the biggest things I've learned about my channel is there are plenty of people who will leave comments. There are plenty of people that will leave messages. There are plenty of people that will interact and give their opinions. And since people started talking about the flat earth about a year and a half ago, there has never been a topic more discussed on my channel than flat earth from people who leave comments. Now, that would be okay if I was doing videos on it, but no matter what the content is, I will get anywhere from 5 to 20 comments on almost every single video with somebody pushing the flat earth. And if I have learned anything about agendas and propaganda, it tends to be when somebody is trying to push a certain situation or a certain idea or a certain thought onto people. So when I really look at it from my point of view of making videos all the time, the fact that no matter what video I do, there will be people that will automatically bring it up makes me think of it being agenda driven, and that's why I show caution. Now, I do not own a spaceship. I do not own a drone that could leave the atmosphere. I do not have physical proof to prove either way. Because, I mean, if you look at anything through history, I always give things the benefit of the doubt. I mean, how many times have people said we're going to travel to all four corners of the earth? Well, if it's round, how can there be four corners? But also, you'll get people, which I found funny, that somebody made this statement somewhere along the line that said there are flat earthers all around the globe. Well, that's kind of ironic if you are a flat earther and you have different factions all around the globe. So there's arguments in either way. What I say is, in my opinion, when we learn there's a lot of trickery, a lot of deception, a lot of misinformation, there's a lot of times where people start to attach themselves to things based on feelings and emotions. And unless you have physical proof of it either way, I mean, if you listen to both sides, you will get convincing arguments from both sides. So which one is right? Because they both can't be right. But I don't see any videos that I do where a random person will just go on a random video and say, hey, did you know the earth is round? But yet I will get bombarded with comments. And you can go to my videos yourself and check. A lot of them are spam, so they never see the light of day. But if you look, you'll see people where I could have a video talking about soap and how to make organic soap, and there'll be a comment or two or a message or two on that video saying, hey, did you know the earth is flat? So that to me sends up a warning signal. Now that can mean one of two things: that it really is the situation and people are really trying to get it out there, or it's agenda driven. So I'm going to leave that up to you, but the only thing I can tell you is a lot of our quote unquote truth is based on speculation. Because, like, for example, even when I talk about the Act of 1871, I was not there with the 41st Congress on the when that act was created. So I don't know really what happened. I can only base it on the information provided. Many people are the same way. So we have to base things on our instincts, on our guts, on the information. And again, I go in it with an open mind. So I am not either way 100%. So I go in it unbiased, with no emotional attachment. But when I see one side tends to push their motives, especially when it has nothing to do with the topic, it's a reason to be concerned. Now that doesn't automatically dismiss it, but it does create a warning sign. So the one thing I could teach about anything is a lot of the information we're going to get, a lot of it is BS. A lot of it is misinformation. A lot of it is distraction, confusion. Some of it's just inaccurate. Some of it's flat out wrong. And sometimes people just have a misinterpretation of something. We will never really know unless we can get actual proof. So until somebody could show a satellite image, like you see, well, this isn't a satellite image, obviously, but you see distinctly if somebody had a satellite picture and they showed this as the globe, or this is the image, well, that would pretty much tell everybody, well, look, see, the earth is flat. Or on the other end of the spectrum, somebody takes a drone or takes an aircraft and goes out and shows that the earth is a globe. Or is it a dome? Or it's so many different things. Is it a concave? There are many ways that people can use numbers and finagle them around to make their point in either direction. I've seen it on both sides. So Christopher thinks this is clickbait. I don't know why you think that when I'm giving my honest opinion about something, but if you feel it's clickbait, then you're more than welcome to not watch. But I am talking about my thoughts on flat Earth, so I don't see how you think that's clickbait, but you're entitled to your opinion. So if you think it's clickbait, then I'm sorry you feel that way, and I hope you enjoy other videos. So I'm going to keep this video short, but I want to hear what you think about this. And it's mostly going to be opinion based. It's mostly going to be about people, what they resonate with. That doesn't guarantee you're right or wrong. So just keep that in mind, because I see some people, when it comes to an idea, they are so passionate about something that they are not willing to listen to another alternative point of view. And you see that with the whole presidential debate that happened in the past year. And Christopher says he's not talking about me, so that's fine. Thank you. I appreciate that, because I don't do the clickbait thing. I think that's just a cheap way to get views. So thank you for explaining that. But if you see even in this debate, how people on the left and right, they almost don't want to talk to each other. And instead of sitting down and having conversations and sharing each other's point of views, they would rather fight, ignore each other, yell and scream, make fun of each other, and cause division. So the reason I'm talking about the flat earth here is there are a lot of people that are very passionate about it on either side. And unless we can have specific truth about something, there is always the possibility of something unless it's proven otherwise. And there have been many things that have been proven that have been disproven or have different points of views. I mean, just look at eggs, for example. Every couple of years, they say either eggs are good for you or eggs are bad for you. They can't be both. So there's got to be something to it. So what I say is eliminate the feelings behind this and use more logic, but also realize that there's going to be convincing evidence on either side. So it's going to be opinion based. So if you're going to base something solely on opinion, you should be flexible enough to hear alternative points of view to possibly change your perspective. And if you get to the point where you're so stubborn on an idea that you are not willing to listen to alternative points of view, the only person you're hurting is yourself. So that's kind of what I want to talk about with this video. I know it's not going to be what some people want to hear, but I'm not going to just, tell my subscribers what they want to hear. I'm going to say what I think. And as of now, I don't see evidence on either side that could prove it 100%. But I do have a concern with all the time, no matter what video I do, there is always multiple comments and multiple messages from strangers I've never seen before. They just go straight out and say, oh, flat earth, flat earth, flat earth. To me, that seems more agenda driven. But I'd like to hear your opinion. So, as usual, I want to thank the people that listen to what I have to say. Thumb it up if you appreciate it. Share it if you want to think about it. Create a dialogue. Everybody in this channel that is communicating, whether they're doing it live or when the video uploads, just remember, you don't have to agree, and people are allowed to have different points of view. Just respect it and try and communicate with each other instead of arguing, fighting, and name calling. Because that's what the controllers want. They want us to fight amongst ourselves. That's the whole divide and conquer. It's time we make the change so we can no longer be misled. Because we all want the truth. And unfortunately, there are people who know more than we do who, for whatever reason, don't want to share it. And that is not a unified world. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. And don't forget to have your trolls spayed or neutered. And keep talking. Have a dialogue. Think for yourself. Get out of banks. Get gold and silver. And have a great night.